you have to be able to define what you're going to have only when this is accurately defined. Only then will you be able to start defining what you need to do. Only then. Accurately, it has to be accurately. If you don't do that accurately, you will waste all your life. And only then you will be able to define what you need to be, and so be. And now once you are, based on that, you will have. But once you are not based on that, you will have what you don't want to have. People that operate on what they want to do, and what they feel, on what they need to do, is useless. You define what you need to have, and how do you define what you need to have? The greatest good to the greatest number of people or things, that's what you need to have. You ask yourself, what will bring the greatest good to the greatest number of people or things? And I will actually give it to you in a more accurate exercise a bit later. You define it, and then you define what you need to do, and then you define what you need to be. Never the other way around. Most people of a country have accurately defined what they want to have. Most people in the country accurately define what they want to have, and what most people in a country want is a reasonable standard of living. True or false? Most people want a reasonable standard of living. Yes? Good. As a result, they can define accurately what they need to do in order to have a reasonable standard of living, which is produce desired products that will also be desired by others. True or false? You don't need to be a genius. It's done almost automatically for the majority of the people. The very, very insane don't do that. The beggars don't do that. The people that has been educated to receive handouts don't do that. Those people that you supposedly help but destroy by giving without return don't do that. But the average person, the person that has not been forced into poverty by giving him and giving him and giving him for no return, automatically knows that if he wants a reasonable standard of living, they need to produce desired product that will also be desired by others. I want him to hold my bag, and it will be obvious for him that he will carry my bag in order to get $5. Will be obvious. As a result, they can define accurately what they need to be in order to do those things that will produce desired products that will also be desired by others. Okay, is that correct or not? Simple, like, why do I even need to explain it? Yes? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what is the product of a government. What is the product of a government? You have a government, you've been selecting government, voting for them. What is the product of a government? I'm sure you know what's the product of a government if you voted for the government, because otherwise, how will you evaluate if the government is good or bad? Take our money, yes. To waste money. Okay, you've been, you're too smart. Suppress, yes. Okay, but what it should be, what should be a product of a government? That's what they do, yes, exactly. A country that provides a safe and good environment to their citizens, very good. Contribute, yes, provide a set of rules and ethics that enable the people in the country to achieve their reasonable standard of living. Okay. Protect the citizen is what they would do, maybe productive citizens. Okay, have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. The government product should be secure, highly educated and prosperous citizen that produce an ever-expanding country. Did you notice that in everything that you say, you had nothing to do with what's the result of the country? Yes, they just gave you. Yes. secure, highly educated, and prosperous citizen that produce an ever-expanding country. Now imagine that this is the product of the government. This is how we're measuring you, how secure we are, how educated the people are, what percentage of people get above 95% in the matrix exam, how many people become an actual successful engineers, actual successful doctors, how good we are in terms of understanding what we read, how rich are we? How rich are we? Like what percentage of people are millionaires and billionaires? That should be the statistic of the government. Are you with me? And on the other hand, how much you contribute? What is your actually contribution to the GDP? Actual person by person contribution. You pay tax, the less you contribute. The less you contribute, the more tax you will have to pay. I don't care about the intention. I care about the result. Intention, it's something they use. How do I measure the intention? If I cannot measure it, it's not a product. Okay, so this is the product. I think everyone understand and agree. Now, in light of that product, what should the government do? What should the government do? If that is the product, if you indeed agree that this is the product. If you don't agree, of course, tell me. What should the government do? In light of this product, what should the government do? Orient every action in that direction, yes. I'm not sure I understand why the more you contribute, the less tax you pay. Because if you don't contribute, we need to take from you. If you contribute, we need to give you benefits. You pay less salaries to people that don't work, yes? I hope so. Build more school, create education system that actually educate, improve educational system. But how do you say all of this thing in something that in this order of magnitude of a country, not just education? Let's say that they put educational system. Is that enough? Make a country safe, not engage in war. Even if someone engage in war with you, educate citizen, make sure, yes. Yes. Okay, so here it is. To achieve the product, the government should provide, this is what they should do, the infrastructure that will enable and encourage constant personal and professional growth to all citizens. Are you with me? I do anything that brings personal and professional growth. This is my job. Why? Because my product is secure, highly educated, and prosperous citizens. So anything that promotes, anything that helps the citizen to be more secure, more educated, more prosperous, so they actually bring expanding country. If they don't bring expanding country, I don't want to make them prosperous. Are you with me? It's going hand in hand. There's an exchange here. So I provide you, I'm not giving you problems. I'm not giving you a headache. What I'm giving you is the infrastructure that will enable and encourage constant personal and professional growth to all citizens. Infrastructure, the wherewithal, the systems, all the things that actually support all the systems, the road, all the structure. Okay? Now, in light of that doingness, what must the government be? If the government needs to do everything it can to encourage, to enable and encourage constant personal and professional growth to all citizens, what should it be? Productive, facilitator and promoter, ethical and sane. So what do they be? To do that, the government should be a group of caring executives. The executive should not be voted to the post, but tested to the post. You don't vote for Biden. You test Biden, can he bring results? The governing bodies, unlike the government, the parliament, the house, etc., should be two bodies. One that sets the targets and evaluate exclusively by tangible statistic what are the results of the executives. So the first body set up the targets and say, this is what we are going to achieve, and measure the statistics. And the other body, the second body, either correct the executives, get the executives' ethics in, or replaces the executive, again, only based on their or her tangible statistics. So you've got the executors, okay? This is the government, okay? And then it has two controlling bodies. The one set up targets and measure stats, basically define the conditions, and basically look at that and report to the executive what's going on independently, so the executive can act accordingly. And the other one is a correcting body. The correcting body look at the stats, and when the stats go down, regardless of the excuses, either educate, get the ethics in, or replace the executives. These people are there forever or for as long as the statistic goes up. We don't replace them, because if you replace them every 4 weeks, there will be, or 4 months, or 4 years, they will be busy just surviving. When you run a country of 200 million people, 4 years is not a sneeze. You can do nothing. 1 year before you get organized for an election, 1 year towards the end, there is another 1 year of election. So if you need to get ready for election 1 year, how much time do you need to get ready to educate the whole country? Who can do anything in 4 or 8 years? Nothing. No one can do anything in 4 years. Are you with me? So the president don't really define anything, because he's useless. He said, well, I will do this. 0.001% of something happen, and the next president changes everything. So there's a purpose for the Senate after all, to keep the executive in check. The purpose is actually be there only if they will operate sanely, only if they will operate based on statistics, but they don't. They operate based on interest groups at the moment. Are you with me? Most of the time, they're busy brainwashing the people instead of getting people to look at the stats. The one thing they don't want you to see is the stats, because the stats tell the tale. And that's explained the insanity of governments. That's correct. The term of the executive should never be limited by time, but by results. Are you with me? The executive, the president, forever, as far as I'm concerned, if he brings results. Not if I like him or not. I don't care if he's 80, 60, or 12. If he brings results and he's 12 years old, he's my president. His job is to bring results, not to talk nicely or to look nicely. Yes? Okay, the terms of the two governing bodies should be limited by time. On the other hand, let's look at the government that has no product in mind. That's the usual government. And the result is a government that is dedicated almost exclusively to damaging actions or inaction called bureaucracy. And the only so-called product they produce is a sin, as a substitute for product. They're dedicated to stopping you. Tax, incredible bureaucracies, unbelievable stops, all the time. That's the government, yes? Are you with me? Why? Because we have here a government. They know they are government. They're being a government, okay? But they don't know what's the product. So anything that they will do will get away from the actual product, which is a society that it's actually prosperous, that actually secure, actually educated, actually expand the borders of the country, not in terms of physical borders, but in terms of reach. Are you with me? They don't know that. So what if they don't push towards that? They push against it. Are you with me? Can you see that? So if you don't know the product, if you don't push towards the product, your action will be against the product. They will not be neutral. If you're not spot on the product, if the product is not defined 100%, you will be off. Are you with me? It's really amazing. Such government product is personal gain. So their product is not this. Their product is what is in it for me. Their only product is ripoff of the country and its citizen. Every government creates more debt that you need to pay. Your children will need to pay it. You pay it by owing the money, by paying more tax, by working for the government. Are you with me? If you pay tax, you work for the government. You have a partner. And the tax is not the tax that it's not just the income tax, because you pay sales tax, you pay import tax, you pay, even if you die, you pay tax. You have a partner. It's what's in it for me. It's not what it's in it for you. They cannot produce a valuable product, and hence they inevitably rob the citizens. Curtis, in a sane government, I will do whatever it takes to bring about the product. If it's called text or schmex or plex, I don't care, whatever, bring the statistic up of the product. You see the whole thing about yes guns, no gun, yes tax, no tax, yes that, yes abortion, no abortion. All of this is insanity. It's bullshit, because it doesn't bring you towards a defined product. It's just opinion on opinion. It's just causing people to fight so they can steal. Are you with me? All the things that people are fighting over in the US is just throwing sand in the eyes of the people, so they don't really realize that the government don't produce. Because if I fight with you, I inevitably support the one that I fight for. But actually, I'm not actually supporting him because it doesn't help me, but I don't see it because I'm stupidly fighting with you about the portion. The end result of such government is war. Now, how would it be applied to a company? How will it be applied to a company? The same principle. How will they be applied to a company? The same principle.